starting now.
Hey everybody, it's Drake with the RPG Construct, with Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and we have an exciting new, I guess we could say evolution that we want to talk about tonight. So right now you're probably wondering, what in the heck is Call to Adventure, right? Well, many of you guys remember back a few months ago, Jake and I both spearheaded what came to be known as the Absolute Tabletop Challenge, or the AbTab Challenge. And this was just a community movement to get more people involved in gaming, to get the players and DMs to, mainly the DMs, to agree to play with people that they've never played before, just expanding their scope of people and just getting new people in. Well, Call to Adventure is the next phase in that AbTab Challenge evolution. And I think my buddy Jake here is going to take you through the specifics of it.
Thanks, Drake. Yeah, we're very excited about this. What we're calling the Call to Adventure. In his book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campbell, in talking about the hero's journey, says, a hero ventures forth from the world of common day into a region of supernatural wonder. Fabulous forces are there encountered, and a decisive victory is won. The hero comes back from this mysterious adventure with the power to bestow boons on his fellow man. And that is what the Call to Adventure is. It is the first step in every hero's journey, where the hero is summoned to leave their ordinary world and venture forth into this strange, new, wonderful landscape of adventure.
Right.
For those of us that truly enjoy tabletop role-playing games, this is a well-known and frequent premise of our gaming adventures. But for those of you out there that have never participated, this can be a foreign and intimidating concept. So with a Call to Adventure, our goal is to increase the number of people who are actively engaged in playing tabletop role-playing games on all of our various social media platforms. Whether it's Absolute Tabletop, Official Group, Tabletop One-Shot Group, the RPG Brigade, mine and Drake's Something RPG-ish, Drake's the RPG Construct, my Mini Terrain Domain, and on and on and on.
All those things.
We want to see people that are intimidated to play new systems, new settings, new people, playing online games or broadcast games or mismatched time zones, or whatever reason that you haven't joined in. We want to remove those barriers for you.
And guys, this community is such that it's an amazing place. If you need something, if you ask for something, I promise you, a GM will step up. We talked to about 30 GMs today, Jake and I individually, and in a big group setting that went a little crazy, but they all agreed to this. They all agreed that we're going to be running more games for new players in every genre, in all the different RPGs. But it's not something to fear. These games don't have to be broadcast. They don't have to be posted to YouTube. It doesn't have to be anything. It's just about growing this community together.
We believe that we can blow the doors wide open on this hobby and just make it so much more accessible just to a broader audience, to across all of our communities. Of all the GMs that we talk to, and some of you out there that don't know yet that you're a GM, because I know you're out there, everybody has something unique to bring to the table. We have a lot of skilled GMs in this group that are constantly running games, campaigns. They specialize in dark horror, fantasy, adult-themed games, D&D, just a variety. And Drake's going to go into some more of the systems in just a little bit. But these GMs, before we came to you, we wanted to approach them and just make sure everybody was on board. And I guarantee you, you're going to see some of the GMs that you see on a regular basis running games in this group, running them for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What you guys, a lot of people don't understand. You know, people have these reputations that you can't play with this GM or that GM. Those people are just like you. They've played a lot more. Maybe they have a little bit more experience, but they have a lot to offer. And you, as a player, have a lot to offer too. All of us can learn from each other something from every game. And it doesn't matter if it's Fate, if it's if it's everything from what vampire to Dungeons and Dragons. Jake put me on the spot here, coming up with everything. But you think of the RPG, Star Wars. There are people who run it. What is it? Lord of the Rings. There is a ton.
I'll name some of them, Drake.
You go for the list,
to
buddy.
Take you off the hook.
Put me on the spot. I don't have my phone ready.
If you're watching, you might hear one of these that you're like, yes, I've always wanted to play in that. We've got, of course, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is probably the top game that you see run here. Right. But we've got GMs that run Fantasy Flight games, Star Wars, Age of Rebellion, Edge of the Empire, Force and Destiny, Fate, Symbaroum, Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Adventures in Middle-earth, Microscope, Call of Cthulhu, Shadowrun, The Black Hack, Cypher Systems, The Strange, and Numenera. And so many more. Plus, we've got within all of our communities, we've got third-party publishers like Absolute Tabletop with their settings of Aeronoth, Ankea, Dragongrin, The Copper Jackal, Stone Riff, Harbinger, Oath of the Frozen King, Horror at Misty Meadows, Sewers Under Sandwall. You've got A Point of Inspiration with their Conduania, Port Noir, Doves and Demons, El Kadim for 5th edition, Critical Hit Publishing, Hankerin from Drunkens and Dragons, and the index card RPG that's forthcoming. So many. I mean, I just listed a ton of systems that I want to play in. We want to make those games accessible, not just to the usual players that you see in this group. And don't worry, usual players, we're not excluding you. But we want to give all of you, within the Absolute Tabletop official group where we are launching this, we have over 2,500 members of this community. And it's constantly growing. But we only see about 1 to 3% of people involved in the games. There's no pressure to get involved in this. But if you want to get involved, we want to make it that much easier for you to get involved.
So that's what this is, guys. This is a call to action, a call to adventure. Not just for players, but for GMs. If you want to try something, if you want to do some system that we've never heard of, let's try it. I promise you, we will be as excited as you are, because we want to learn something new too. So, like I said, let's do this together. Let's grow this community. Let's make it more awesome than it already is, which is hard to imagine, but I bet that it can be. Let's keep this positive energy going and work together to do something awesome.
Now, doing this is going to be super easy. There's really not a whole lot of change that you're going to see as a member of the various communities, other than certain interest posts will have the call to adventure tag at the front. They might have the hashtag call to adventure. It'll say call to adventure interest post, and you may see the logo that's kind of right down here in the screen. That is the official call to adventure logo. So you'll see that on those posts or a part of that post. All those GMs that are running those games are going to make it very clear this is a call to adventure. We want new players. And some of those, we've even had some of the GMs talking about maybe we don't run a game. Maybe we run a 5th edition or any system that we mentioned, character creation event. Maybe just run an encounter if there's something you want help with. Don't be afraid to reach out to these GMs that you see with the call to adventure tag. This is just the beginning. This, I think we have the potential to just spread the word and get it out there. I would love to see the call to adventure logo or the words call to adventure in this context popping up in other groups where we had no idea that it spread there. And it's going to start here. So
absolutely,
Drake and I are incredibly excited to be able to offer this. Well, I mean, it's not even an offering. We're not doing anything. We're facilitating it. It's really all of the 20, 30 GMs that we've already talked to and the growing communities that are going to make this be something awesome. We have a great hobby, and we just want everybody to be a part of it.
And, for a few months, guys, the AppTab Challenge was amazing. Everybody stepped up. So many games. Weird time slots. It was great to watch what people did. And it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. The excitement kind of died down. And Jake and I both thought it was time to kind of revitalize it. It was such a great experience before. Let's do it again, but this time we just have to double down. Do it bigger, do it better. And that's why we're contacting people that we know, and we encourage those people that we know to contact people that they know, and just keep growing this movement bigger and bigger and bigger.
So with that, we just want to thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we hope you'll keep your ears peeled for that call to adventure so that you can begin your hero's journey.